Live from our studios at One Television Plaza, this is your Mid-Ohio Valley Morning Brief.
Good morning, Mid-Ohio Valley, and thanks for joining us today for your morning brief. I'm Emma Grace Myers.
And I'm Henry Groff. It is Tuesday with another nice way to start off the day.
Yeah, it was a beautiful morning yesterday. I definitely got outside, enjoyed the afternoon. I plan on doing it again today.
Yeah, it is going to be a little bit more humid, but this morning, I think it's great.
I think it's beautiful.
Not dealing with much in the way of fog hasn't been an issue for everybody's commute to work, and it's been nice and sunny here, even in Parkersburg. Looking at the Highmark Sky Cam as we started off the day, sitting around those upper 50s to low 60s. So it has been very, very pleasant, but of course things will be changing today. Humidity increasing thanks to dew points climbing up into the mid to even upper 60s at times. So you'll feel that stickiness in the air because that means our heat index will be climbing up. Now, luckily, not going to be a huge hazard for us, only dealing with heat index up into the upper 80s to low 90s through Thursday before it dips back down Friday and Saturday. So enjoy the morning, 73 by 10 o'clock, and then 1 o'clock, low 80s as we continue to warm up to those mid 80s this afternoon. Just a little bit more cloud cover towards the late afternoon and into the evening before that chance of rain arrives. Going into tomorrow, but I'll have more details on that in your full forecast in just a bit. But for now, let's take a look at those morning headlines, Emma Grace.
Well, we're going to start off with the Wood County Commission because they are making sure patients in nursing homes and hospitals don't miss out on Election Day. Monday, the commission approved the county's emergency absentee voting policy. County Clerk Joe Gonzalez says under the policy, the clerk's office sends 2 poll workers, 1 Democrat and 1 Republican, to hospitals and care or recovery facilities on Election Day. They provide ballots to people who were suddenly hospitalized or placed in a facility and didn't request a regular absentee ballot. Gonzalez says the goal is to make sure eligible voters don't fall through the cracks just because of a medical emergency.
We want to make sure everybody gets out to vote or is able to vote. If they can't get out, we want to take it to them. But these are usually emergency situations where they've been placed in a hospital or have been moved to a personal care facility or a rehab facility.
He says the emergency absentee ballot policy has been in place for years and only covers voters in a medical facility on Election Day, not standard mail-in voting. Commissioners voted unanimously to renew the policy for this year's general election.
I think that's a great idea.
And just another reminder that we are quickly coming up on the midterms. We are
Don't
into
need
August.
that reminder.
I think it's important to know.
I know.
August is here. November is right around the corner.
But all those political ads.
Oh, yeah.
But it's okay. We'll get through it.
We will.
Well, let's move on to our next story. The 39th annual WVU Medicine Camden Clark Foundation Charity Golf Classic was held Monday afternoon. The Parkersburg Country Club hosted the outing full of
Camaraderie.
Can't believe a little blockage in the head this morning. And community support. Always important. All proceeds benefit the Women's and Children's Fund. Camden Clark Foundation Director Kim Couch expressed deep gratitude for the community's generous support.
So it is a true celebration with our community and all of our partners and vendors here who've supported Camden Clark for all these years. We're thrilled to be here today, and all proceeds benefit our Women's and Children's Fund, which is we're taking care of our tiniest patients and making sure to give them the best start and create healthy families. So that is fully our focus.
Organizers hope the funds raised today Monday afternoon will make a lasting difference for local families.
It looks like they had beautiful weather for it, and I'm sure they raised a lot of money, which is great.
Great golfing weather.
That is some pretty good golfing weather. Not that I'm a golfer, but I am a mini golfer, so I know.
I think a golf scramble is a good way to try to get a taste of what it's like to golf, because if you're not that good, don't worry, you'll have your teammates carry you the rest of the way.
As long as you have good teammates. If none of you know how to golf, then you might be
That's
up a
a
creek.
different story.
That's
Then
not.
you're just out there for fun.
And to raise money and get
And then
community
lose
support.
money while you have to buy more golf balls because they're all either in the trees now hanging out with the squirrels or in the waters hanging out with the fishes.
Well, let's move on to our last local story. With its historical features, riverfront access, and dedicated small business owners, Marietta has been named Best Hometown in the 2026-2027 Ohio Magazine. Ohio Magazine picked 5 hometowns, and 3 of them were Main Street communities. Once an application was submitted, the judges visited the town, looking at history, culture, safety, recreation, peace, and more. Then they voted. The first time Marietta earned this title was in 2017, and they haven't received it since. This year, with the help of the residents, businesses, the museum, and all other aspects that make Marietta great, they earned Best Hometown for a second time.
It's a collaborative effort. You know, we have our museums that have been putting a lot of work in. We have Marietta Main Street. We have the city. The CVB's been doing a lot of work together. All of the nonprofits and just the community members, from the shops that open up every morning to the volunteers that we use for our events to the community that comes out and support downtown. It is truly a collaborative effort.
Tinkler says being able to get this title for a second time is a big deal for the city of Marietta.
Congratulations to Marietta on that achievement.
Yeah, I will say every time I drive through Marietta, I am always just impressed with how pretty so many of the houses and local businesses are. It really is a gorgeous town.
Yeah, so hopefully, hey, maybe they can go for a two-peat next year,
We'll
2
see.
times in a row.
I'm sure they can. But let's take a look at our national story for today. Marvel further cemented its domination of the box office records last weekend. So Spider-Man Brand New Day made $360 million. That puts it in first place for best domestic opening weekend ever, beating Avengers Endgame back in 2019. Worldwide, the film raked in another $573 million. Altogether, a total of over $927 million across the globe. Not a bad return for a movie that only cost $225 million to make. It was, of course, expected to perform well, but not this well this fast. Marvel films Spider-Man No Way Home and Avengers Infinity War fill out the top 4 opening weekend moneymakers of all time. But of course, the Spider-Man movies are also co-produced with Sony Pictures.
I am surprised it made that money that fast. Now, I expected that, hey, it was probably going to be making more money opening weekend compared to the Odyssey.
Right.
But to beat out Endgame back in 2019, that's pre-COVID.
Yeah,
that's huge.
That is pre-COVID. And we talked about it earlier on Daybreak. It wasn't opened in any IMAX.
Yeah,
so it was its tickets cost less than, we'll say, the Odyssey.
So that means we have actually more people hitting the theaters to see this because apparently they had to make more money since they didn't have the help of IMAX, and now Spider-Man will be out in IMAX theaters starting this Thursday, but sharing theaters with the Odyssey.
I think I have not seen it yet. I'm going to go see it either Friday or Saturday. I know you saw it for opening weekend, correct?
Yes.
And so I am very excited. I love Spider-Man. I love Tom Holland and Zendaya. So
Not much of a Marvel fan, but you know, I think I'm a huge Spider-Man fan now after seeing that movie.
you can't not. I mean, they fell in love on the set, Henry. Tom and Zendaya met on Spider-Man. How can you not love them?
Good for those two. Back-to-back movies.
Yeah.
With a huge return. They deserve a break.
Well, Zendaya has what, Dune coming out at the end of the year, right?
Yes,
So
Dune 3.
She's booked and busy.
She's probably making more money than Tom Holland this year.
Good for her. But coming up after the break, we'll have some more fun stories, including glyphs from ancient civilizations discovered in the Amazon, and Netflix is being sued for over $105 million over a Nick Cage movie.
Talk about those stories and also look at your forecast in just a bit.
Now, here's your first alert weather update with meteorologist Henry Groff.
And it is yet another fantastic morning. Yesterday it had plenty of cloud cover. Now this time around, clear skies and temperatures also pretty comfortable to start off our morning. Even Marietta looking at upper 50s thanks to lower dew points compared to yesterday morning, where those were seen around the middle 60s. But it is going to become a little bit more humid this afternoon, and eventually rain chances being reintroduced into tomorrow afternoon with this next system that we're going to be keeping a close eye on, since that is going to usher in a bit of a stretch of wet weather over the next several days, including this upcoming Friday, and keeping an eye on Saturday with the Belpre homecoming parade that day. You're gonna have to keep an eye on the radar. So we'll continue to track rain chances as we move through the week. But that first round, that's not going to be around until later in the afternoon. So tomorrow morning, we'll stay dry. And then once we enter the afternoon, pop-up showers and thunderstorms are introduced. That sticks around through the late evening before it starts to fade away. So your Thursday morning will start off dry. Could even see some areas of patchy fog, but rinse and repeat the afternoon, showers and thunderstorms on the scattered side, with everything dissipating towards the late evening. And the good news with these storms, not anticipating any severe weather, but of course, when there's always a chance for a thunderstorm, there is that potential for a torrential downpour. So going into Wednesday and especially into the next upcoming weekend, there is going to be that chance for locally heavy rain, leading to that chance for isolated flooding. So enjoy the morning across the Middle Ohio Valley. If not this afternoon, overall not too bad, but of course mid 80s with the actual temperature, and that heat index may approach the upper 80s. Into tonight, we'll stay on the mild side, mix of clouds around, upper 60s for your low, and for tomorrow, 86 for the high, as showers and thunderstorms return towards the afternoon. Of course, that wet weather continues over the next several days. That keeps our temperatures relatively steady, holding on to those mid 80s. Still no 90-degree days in sight, but overnight lows will stay on the mild side. That will remain around the upper 60s to low 70s. Now, time to take a look at what's trending. Well, what is our first story this morning?
We're kicking off with a little history, because we're going to go to some new research is reshaping what we know about the ancient Amazon. Archaeologists have uncovered nearly 400 previously unknown earthworks hidden beneath the rainforest in parts of Bolivia, Brazil, and Peru. The findings in the southwestern Amazon were published this week in the journal Nature. The geometric designs date from roughly 600 BC to 850 AD. Most cover about 7 acres, with the largest sprawling across more than 120 acres. Researchers say the sites, some with roads connecting them, were likely used for ceremonies, entertainment, and political gatherings. They say the communities belong to a very diverse civilization they call the Aquiri, a name based on the Acre River, not a single nation or ethnic group. The findings add to growing evidence that the Amazon supported large, sophisticated societies long before European colonization in the 15th century.
Fascinating.
Those are some, when you hear glyphs, you think they're little painted on walls, but these are like acres of size.
Clearly some new history for people to research.
A little fun fact for our Tuesday morning.
Well, let's move on to our next story. Netflix is being sued for $105 million over a Nicolas Cage movie that was stolen from its Los Angeles office. The World War II thriller Fortitude had not yet been released. The filmmakers say Netflix lost a copy of the movie meant for screening when several hard drives were stolen from the company's office in June. Now, the filmmakers claim the sale of the film is compromised. Netflix disputes any wrongdoing and says the film was delivered to its office without the standard safeguards typically used to secure content. It also said supports the filmmaker and is conducting an investigation into the incident. Netflix has also offered to monitor piracy sites for any unauthorized distribution or sale of the movie.
I didn't even know Nicolas Cage had another movie coming out.
He also does a lot of content and sometimes that goes completely under my radar.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a huge Nick Cage fan. I like National Treasure, don't get me wrong, but I can't tell you another movie he has been in.
Well, on the topic of Spider-Man from earlier, have you seen Spider Noir?
No.
I haven't seen it either. It's on my watch list.
You looked at me like I was committing like a crime and you haven't even seen it.
But a really interesting Nick Cage movie if you're, I mean, it's a weird movie. Dream Scenario.
Okay.
Where he just appears in other people's dreams and everybody starts going crazy because they're all like, why is this same guy showing up in my dreams?
Spooky. I don't
a
know
weird
if I'm
movie.
putting that on my watch list, to tell you that much. But moving on, let's take a look at fun facts about our Daybreak trivia question from today. So our question was, what country was the first amputee to compete at the Olympics from? And the answer was South Africa. So Oscar Pistorius of South Africa became the first amputee to compete at the Olympics by running in an opening heat of the men's 400 meter. Pistorius finished second out of 5 runners and advanced to the semifinals, where he finished 8th out of 8 runners. Pistorius was born without a fibula in either of his legs. When he was 11 months old, the Johannesburg native's legs were amputated below the knee. Doctors had advised his parents it would be easier to have the procedure done before Pistorius learned to walk. His image, however, would drastically change the year after he competed, when the star athlete was arrested for the murder of his girlfriend and was found guilty in 2014.
10-year difference.
I can't read today. But interesting, and he, unfortunately, prior to the murder charge, did a lot with the Paralympics and a lot of work in South Africa with amputees. So a bit of an unfortunate end to his story.
But some interesting facts to learn this morning.
Some interesting facts. But that'll do it for our morning brief today. He's Henry Groff. I'm Emma Grace Myers. Have a great day, and we'll see you again at the noon.